My name is Tyla Fowler, and among other things, I am a transformational coach. When it comes down to the practice of transformation, it involves putting our attention or our focus in a place that we're not used to putting it, or becoming aware of where we are currently putting our attention. Because I really believe that listening really actively to myself or to my client is being connected to my entire being, because there's a lot to pay attention to in my embodied experience. So if a client's talking to me and I notice that my own heart rate is starting to go up, I might pause and check in with them and see how they're doing in their nervous system. Because if what they're talking about is causing me to be a little activated, it's likely there's something going on over there with them as well. So it's about having my attention both over there with the client and at the same time paying attention to what's going on over here. Coming to be with someone, being radically open to whatever they're going to share, which is inherently a vulnerable experience. It can be really scary because I've been really conditioned to believe that my value comes from knowing the answer, having the answer. And that's actually the kiss of death in coaching. Because as soon as I think I have the answer, I'm no longer over there with the client. And in a way, it's like building a kind of intimacy that doesn't exist a lot of places in the world. Because it's about how closely related can I actually get to this person's actual experience. The thing that's most exciting for me about this is being able to collectively cultivate a capacity to be in a conversation about intentionally putting our attention on things that we've been conditioned to ignore, especially when it comes to histories of violence and trauma in the collective, like the history of patriarchal violence, the history of white supremacist violence, the history of colonial violence. We are not, as a society, able to transform these systems of oppression if we can't be in a shared conversation about it. And that comes from intimacy and shared understanding. The thing I've learned from coaching is that whatever I put my attention on is what I'm creating more of in the world. And if we're gonna have the lives that we want, the communities that we want, the relationships that we want, the ecologies that we want, an absolute requirement of that is to understand that where I put my attention is a choice.